Yes, everyone, what's going on? My name's Stephen Howson. This is a little bit of transfer talk. Let's find out what's going on in the world of Manchester United and transfers. It's proper double mega quiet in it at the moment, but we have got something to talk about. We've got Axel Tuanzebe, Hysaj, I think that's how you pronounce the guy's name, Max Aarons and James Maddison. So James Maddison is the first one that we're going to be talking about today. Duncan Castle's podcast, Ian McGarry, has come out and said that Maddison wants to play for United. Well, ain't that a change, actually, compared to some of the people who actually play for United, apparently not wanting to play for United. I like James Maddison. The fact that he created the most chances in the Premier League last year while at Leicester, who sacked their manager because they didn't create enough chances overall, or at least score enough goals, is very interesting, I think. If you're the guy that creates the most chances and you play for this Liverpool team or this City team, I think that's by the by. But the fact that you're doing it at Leicester, bang mid-table team, I think that's a lot to shout about. I think there's a real player there in Maddison. I don't think he necessarily fits in a 4-3-3 system. Seen a lot of people talk about him as a potential replacement for Pogba if he goes. Totally different sort of player. Although I could see a system that United moved to with Maddison in it being a fairly successful one. Now, it's all well and good saying you want to come and play for Manchester United, but at the end of the day, United have to want you as well. He definitely fits in that profile, and we're going to be talking profile again in a bit. He definitely fits in that profile that we're led to believe that United really want, which is the young, English, got loads of potential, going to be doing this, that and the other. So I think he's one that we should be interested in, if not are interested in. I think there's question marks over whether we actually are interested in the guy or not. But it is a good player. If the money's right and we've got space in the team, that I would like to see it happen. With Ian McGarry saying that he wants to play for United, he wants his representatives to sit down with United and try and make something happen. I think there's a little bit of a like that. He is a name that has been linked with us, so let's just keep our eye on that one and see how it goes. Now, Max Aarons was in the team of the year for the Championship. Spurs are interested. Sky have got him linked, saying that United are going to switch our focus to him because it's slowing down with Wan-Bissaka. I don't think it is slowing down with Wan-Bissaka, personally. I think they're about to get the thing done. But it makes sense that there's somebody like Aarons. We've also seen several of the right-backs linked, Munier being another one, Hysaj we're going to talk about in a second. We've seen lots of right-backs linked. Now, I hope this is more of a case of United having 5 or 6 targets for every position, rather than having one on a bit of paper and then walking downtown and going, can we buy that one? And it's not for sale. And then we going, oh, okay, I thought I was going to get that. Maybe I'm not. So I hope it's more of a case of these are just several players that are on a target, and you have to keep multiple targets in flow to make sure that you get the one that you want. But can we just get the one that we want over the line, please? He did all right in a very good Norwich side. Won the league, team of the season. Again, Spurs are interested in because Trippier is going to be off, I believe, to Napoli, which is why Hysaj is being linked. I just don't think he's done anywhere near what Wan-Bissaka has done. He's done it in a lesser league. Wan-Bissaka's murdered him in all of the metrics. For me, yeah, good player, good prospect. Probably going to take it to another level once he comes into the Premier League, but he's not been in the Premier League, so we don't know. And that's the top and bottom of it for me. I do like how many people are going to the Championship trying to find players at the moment as well, because it's an absolute banger of a league. And I think if you can survive in the Championship, you've got a good chance of making it in the Premier League as well. So Hysaj then, Napoli. Talk is that Trippier is going to be heading over to Napoli, which is why they've got surplus fullback. Hysaj is the one that they're trying to bring in. Look, I'm not really the biggest fan of Trippier. I think he's got a brilliant set piece on him and a good cross, but there's a lot of frailties to his game. Hence why he's lost his place in the England squad. Hence why he's being moved on from Spurs. Hence why all of this is going on. If you're bringing in Trippier as an upgrade on Hysaj, Hysaj is the cast-off. For starters, he's shit, in my opinion. He's nowhere near the... All right, he's an upgrade on Ashley Young, but he's nowhere near United standard. Now, he's been linked to United by Di Marzio. pretty good for Italian stuff, but I don't think there's anything in that one whatsoever. Again, he might be on a list of someone's gone, he's available, and they've gone, let's take a look at him. But I do not think Hysaj is a credible target for United, and I certainly hope he isn't, because he's not very good. The last one that we're going to talk about before I hit the questions and see what some of you guys are saying, and make sure to like the video as well, please. Like the video if you enjoyed yesterday's podcast with Danny Higginbottom, and if you've not seen yesterday's podcast with Danny Higginbottom, I suggest you go and have a look at it. Axel Tuanzebe then. Now, a little bit of a report come out yesterday saying that United are considering selling the guy for £8 million. What an absolute joke this is. Absolute joke. Axel Tuanzebe, £8 million. Diop, £45 million. Someone's going to have to draw me a picture and explain to me how that one makes sense. Now, yes, Diop has had Premier League experience, while Tuanzebe has had Championship experience. But Diop was bang average in the Premier League, where Tuanzebe was excellent in the Champions League. Is there not some level of parity playing mid-table in the Premier League at a pretty ordinary standard to playing excellent in the Championship? Do you not see where this balance might be about the same? Why are we even considering someone for £45 million in Diop when you've got one of the top centre-half prospects, certainly in English football, maybe in European football? Axel Tuanzebe is a phenomenal talent, and he's only going to get better with age. He is a genuine top 5-star potential player. Probable leader. There's not a lot of characters in the game. He is a leader. £8 million is an absolute insult. And as we're talking about club identity, the identity of Manchester United that we're led to believe, that why we're looking at the likes of James Maddison, is that we're looking at young English talent that we can nurture for years and years to come. Axel Tuanzebe is that. Why are we looking elsewhere? Why are we going to flip him and spend another 35 million bringing somebody else in who might not even be as good as him? I'm absolutely disgusted if this is what happens. Absolutely disgusted. Now, it might be a power play from agents. His agent's supposedly saying, new contract, please. And I want to stay. Don't want to go back out on loan. If you don't want to let me go back on loan, you don't want to give me a contract, then I'm going to go. Sell me. I hope it's a power play from his agent to keep him around in the squad, because he's good enough. He's certainly good enough to be given the chance. And I'm not sitting here and saying, do you know what? Sell Lindelof. We don't even need him. Don't need to buy any more defenders neither. What I am saying is that this kid has proven himself good enough to deserve a chance. Give him a chance. Give him more than 5 minutes in a game, and let's see what he can do. There's weaknesses to his game. He's not perfect. He's not strongest in the air. And I think United do really need a dominant aerial threat in defence. He isn't that guy, but he's a bloody good footballer. And he's an excellent defender, a real natural defender. And I think you can improve upon his heading the same way we've seen Lindelof improve upon his heading lately. I want to see that. I want to see Axel Tuanzebe be given that opportunity to be a starting defender at Manchester United. How are we saying our identity is youth players and all that sort of shit, and then we're selling one of our own like this to go and give some other dickhead at £45 million an opportunity? It's an absolute joke. So what you guys are saying in the comments. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll read some of them out in a sec. Why are we sleeping on Chiesa? Why aren't we going in for him? Did you see the touch from him the other day? Herrera better than Pogba. Totally different player, but okay. Tuanzebe made Sanchez look silly in the Premier League. Are we forgetting that? Sir Alex needs to slap Woodward. Nish says promote Tuanzebe, Williams, Garner, let them fade into the first team. I'd roll with that one. Stephen says Diop is bang average. We already have Rojo, Smalling, Jones. We need defenders who make the defence better. I'm with you on that one. Looks like a very nice defender. Agree with you 100%. Axel has already shown he deserves a chance in the first team. Am I worried at all about how little United have done so far, considering the massive transfer window for the club? I'm not worried necessarily. I'm worried Ollie's not going to get everybody in for July, but the window carries on 6 weeks past that. I don't think you'll get them all in for July, but it sounds like we're definitely... it sounds like we're definitely in the mix for certain players. It's whether we can get them over the line. Declan Rice, glad that transfer is dead, says Big B. Yeah, I don't really see the hype with him, to be honest. Promote Tuanzebe, sell Jones. Simple as that for me. Why are we so slow in the transfer market? Well, it's not like anyone else is off the line either, is it? Bayer is a better choice than Diop. If he can stay fit, Bayer's top. I firmly believe he could be absolutely class. Why we're messing around with him, I do not know. Thoughts on Marshall as a striker? I don't think his movement off the ball and work rate off the ball is quite there yet, but he's still young enough that you can work with him and possibly improve that one, I think. Any idea if Timbo will move back to midfield? I don't know if he's going to be here next year. I think he might get moved on. Sadly, he might go back to Holland. There's been some off-the-field stuff with him. But if we're looking... Why are we spending 25 million on Longstaff? I think you'd be better placed trying to sort Timbo out, because I think the ceiling on Timbo is way higher than it is on Longstaff. Longstaff is decent, but we don't know what level he's going to get to. He's only played half a dozen games or something in the Premier League. Timbo for me was mind-bogglingly good coming through the academy. And he's been played at right back and he's been played at centre half. For me, that's not him. For me, number 6. A different version of what you get out of an Ndidi or something like that. That's what I see Timbo doing really well at. And if you want someone with energy like that, maybe he's not your first choice. Give the kid a chance, man. In his position. That's what all I want to see. Would I take Matt Doherty from Wolves? I absolutely would. Ollie said we'll all be done by July the 1st. I don't think he said. I think he said he wanted it done. I don't think he said it will be done. I think Bayer will be our top defender. He's training already, and Lindelof, I haven't seen any of us train. Prediction for next year. Oof. I think we really have to see what happens in the transfer window, because if we don't sign anybody like we didn't sign last year, I think we're really in trouble. I think we're really, really in trouble. Let's see where we get in terms of transfers, and let's see what we look like after pre-season as well. If we can play that fast, aggressive press that Solskjaer wants us to play, we look phenomenal in that for a few weeks, didn't we? So I'd love to see that one. Righty. I am going to leave it there. Thank you guys for tuning in. Back again tomorrow, hopefully with an update on Wan-Bissaka. I reckon that one's very close. But cheers for tuning in. Let me know your guest requests in the comments below. And also, we've still got 2 more weeks of intern interviews. So if you're interested in working in media, you're based in Manchester, that is a requirement. Unfortunately, you do have to be able to get to the office to be able to work with us. But if you're interested in doing that, we've got an internship program running over the summer. We've had 3 successful ones now. This is going to be the 4th. And if you're interested in doing anything in media, from journalism to video edit or anything along those lines, hit me up and I will give you all the details on how to apply. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.